First at 5, we continue working the aftermath of the school arrest protest in Pawtucket.
Students at Tolman High have gone home for the weekend following a much calmer day today. Police were stationed outside the school as a precaution.
Meanwhile, state police say they're looking into the incident that sparked yesterday's protest.
And we have a team coverage for you tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado is standing by. But first, let's go to Eyewitness News reporter Jared Pliner, who's been monitoring the situation at Tolman High all day long. He joins us now live with the latest.
Mike Shannon, good evening. That's right, as you say, a much better day here in large part because of the significant coordination inside and outside the school. Now the weekend is, of course, underway. Perhaps a good time to clear the air. From this to this. A peaceful Friday at Pawtucket's Tolman High School after a Thursday mix of protest signs, arrests, and pepper spray. 10 taken into custody yesterday, 8 of them minors. As students headed home for the weekend, plenty of police officers, cruisers, and school staff ready to step in if necessary. Inside Tolman, students tell us it wasn't exactly an average Friday. Uniformed and plainclothes officers making their presence known, restricted movement, staff walking students to bathrooms. The students also reported noticeably lower attendance, and no sign of the school resource officer shown in the viral cell phone video that set off Thursday's unrest. Eyewitness News was first to air the video and first to speak with 14-year-old Tyler, taken down to the ground. His 17-year-old brother Evander also shown. Pawtucket police say Tyler was out of control, shouting obscenities and punching a wall. The officer believed he was trying to fight another student. As Tyler was being detained, police say Evander got involved and began pushing the officer. It became 2 against 1. Tyler and Evander dispute the official account, though Evander doesn't dispute touching the officer. State police are now part of the probe that will examine the video, the actions of all involved, and whether the applied force was reasonable. Now, the mayor's office tells us the officer at the center of that video remains on the force, active duty, full pay. Meanwhile, there is discussion about a protest date and time unknown with possible ties to the Black Lives Matter movement. Coming up new at 6, we talk to a man with ties to that very cause for additional perspective on this controversial video. Live in Pawtucket tonight with the Blackstone Valley Mobile Newsroom, I'm Jared Plenter, Eyewitness News.
We begin with the latest developments on a student arrest protest. It was much calmer at Tolman High School today.
A sharp contrast to yesterday when 10 people were taken into custody at a chaotic demonstration.
They were there protesting this, a school resource officer using a takedown move on one of 2 teenagers he was arresting Wednesday.
We have in-depth coverage for you tonight, new at 6. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado takes a look at which school districts have resource officers.
But first, let's go to Jared Pliner live in Pawtucket.
Good evening. Uneventful arrival and dismissal today. Heavy police presence both inside and outside the school. There is talk, however, of an upcoming demonstration with ties to the Black Lives Matter movement. And tonight we spoke with a man who is part of that cause.
That shouldn't be happening to high school students. It shouldn't happen.
Gary Dantzler, known in the community as Brother Gary, has long been active in racial justice causes. A father with grown kids, he was outraged by the video showing a police officer taking down a 14-year-old student at Pawtucket's Tolman High this week.
Whenever you talk about minors, you gotta, goes back to the training of policing across this nation and what is it showing.
The video sparked Thursday protests outside the school. 10 arrests, pepper spray was used. Pawtucket police say the 14-year-old and his older brother fought with the officer. In fact, the 17-year-old admits he put his hands on the cop. I asked Gary if this, to him, is about race or about force.
It's a little bit of both. We've seen the same thing repeatedly over aggressive police officers. That was excessive force.
But that will be up to those investigating, including the state police. Gary says more needs to happen in the realm of police relations with minority communities, especially young people of color.
There's a lot of great police officers out there, especially in Pawtucket and Providence and Rhode Island, period. But the education factor still creeps.
No firm date or time on that demonstration to report tonight. We also asked, meanwhile, we'll continue to monitor that. We're told the mayor's office, or I should say the mayor's office, tells us that the officer in the video is on active duty on the force with full pay tonight. Live in Pawtucket with the Blackstone Valley Mobile Newsroom, I'm Jared Plenter, Eyewitness News.